Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to MOVP's Behind the Curtain, a glimpse into the magical world behind the stage and in the minds of those involved in producing our shows. And now, Behind the Curtain.
Hi, I'm Becca Buck, and I'm here with Smrek and Gaston for another segment of WMOVP Behind the Curtain. So guys, you guys have an upcoming show, The Messenger, a conversation with Edgar Allan Poe by our very own Mac McHale. How many times have you guys actually portrayed these characters?
This will be our third time going around with these characters. It's been beautiful and amazing to come back to these characters again. We've done it now for 3 years in a row, stepping into these shoes. And it feels like you're coming home after a long journey, and it feels nice to be back. But it also brings these crazy new challenges, because every time you bring these characters back to life, you want to up the ante. You want to bring something new to entertain the audience and intrigue everyone. So it's this nice balance of a nice welcome home and a hard challenge to bring.
So you performed this show, something very similar, 2 years ago, where you had 6 different acts and Mac weaved together this story. What makes this time different from the last time?
This time is much more intimate. We have a smaller cast. This is much more Mac's creation, rather than in the past we had a mix between Mac's writings and an actual script. And this time it's Mac's baby. And like I said, we also have a much smaller cast. There's 4 of us playing all the parts in this. So it's much more intimate. Also with this, Matt gives us much more freedom to make the characters our own. Whereas before, it was like you were portraying someone else's version of Edgar Allan Poe. With this, Mac has pretty much said, take it, make it your own. I want to see your Poe.
That is so amazing. So with the character development, how do you feel you've gotten deeper into character as these 3 years have progressed?
I don't know. It's been fun developing these characters. When we first started, there was this. There was this feeling that I just wanted to make the Raven this dark, creepy creature. We didn't know what she was. She was just death in some respect. That was it, pretty much. But as every year, stepping back into the role, I've started to realize that she's not just that. She has all these different layers. She's hurt, and she's vulnerable, and she's so much more than just death portrayed. So it's been nice to actually have 3 years to figure out who I want her to be.
And I've always loved Edgar Allan Poe. My first experience with him was reciting The Raven in 8th grade English class. So yeah, it goes back years, and with the 3rd year portraying him, it just feels like stepping back into being with an old friend. It seems like now that every October it's like, well, there's my friend waiting for me to put on another go-round. But yeah, so I mean, I just always loved Edgar Allan Poe, always had a passion for it. Interestingly enough, it started with an episode of The Simpsons when I was a kid, seeing the Raven and really being like, wow, that's really neat. I went and sought it out and learned more about it. It's just been a lifelong love since then.
So I have to ask one more question before we go. What has been the best part so far of this journey? Coming from where you first started to the show today, what has been the best part, the best experience?
For me, it's been the story, the whole journey throughout all of this. I've always said that I do theater because I want to tell stories. I love stories. I love sharing stories. I love hearing stories. So for me, it's always been about, is the story something I want to tell? And now Mac has just laid out this beautiful, beautiful story of just loss and love and horror and all these beautiful things just interwoven together. And that's the reason I love this go round. It's
For me, there's many things. I mean, I love the story. Edgar Allan Poe just fits with Halloween. But I also have to mention that it's some of the people that I'm working with again, that I have worked with over the years since I've gotten into theater. I've probably done more one-on-one scenes in this building with Amber than anyone through multiple shows. It just seems like that we just get cast in that to where we interact a lot. The very first show I ever did, she played my daughter. And just since that time, and even Mac, it's, he's probably the only person that's second to Amber, the person who I've done shows with. So that's a big part of it. And Sean and Angie are just amazing. I've gotten to work with him for, a couple years now, and with her, this is the first time, and they are just spectacular. I mean, it is fabulous to get to work with these people.
So with that said, your show opens October 30th, October 31st at 8 p.m. We do have some guidelines in place where, 6 feet distance because of the global pandemic. You do have to wear your mask. But once you are seated, I've been told by the president that they can take their masks off once they're seated and social distance.
Just the same as in a restaurant or any other establishment you would go to.
Exactly. And so where can we buy tickets?
Please go to movp.org. Tickets will be on there, and they're only $5, guys. Not asking a lot here.
And only on there. There will be no in-person ticket sales at the door for this event.
So that wraps up our time here with Behind the Curtain at MOVP, and we hope to see you next Friday. Have a wonderful evening, and we can't wait to see you in our seats.